Greetings and salutations. I am Cameron Rossmore and welcome to my stream. I'm off center again, aren't I? Is that going the right way? There we go. Alrighty then. If you were here yesterday, oh wait, no, I've sent out the tweet. I need to update the Facebooks to say I'm going live. Un momento, por favor. I don't know what that means. Just one moment, please. Maybe something along those lines. There we go. And finally going live. Alright then, that's that sorted out, and now I can close that. Alright, so this is session 60 of Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you were around yesterday, sorry for the interruption to the schedule again. It was a bit of Sea of Thieves because they've finally updated Cyberpunk 2077. And it was a big download right before I was going to go live, so that was thrown straight out the window. So I had some fun on Sea of Thieves last night with some friends popping in to give us a hand on that Sea of Thieves. But we're back with our usual schedule now with Pathfinder Kingmaker. So without further ado, let's actually change to view the game and load it up. Cannot remember what I was doing. Oh wait, no, getting flashbacks. I was going to do something with the goblin. He's been challenged by somebody. And I need to go to the goblin clearing. Is that here? Yeah, the goblin clearing. Just visit the goblin clearing with Knock Knock alone. So off we go. Bomb. Where are we? Yeah. This could be very interesting, or this could be very dangerous, because with both knife masters, Knock Knock looks around, uncertain. You don't see anyone, and no goblin shapes him out, and no sign of the goblin camp either. Something feels wrong. There's a strange feel in the air, and that hint of sulphur like you smelled on Knock Knock's cap in the throne room. Knock Knock speaks. This is the place, but King not here yet. Knock Knock sounds slightly relieved, but he still looks ready to bolt. Something isn't right. Knock Knock nods, and as he does, you suddenly notice surroundings melt away into trails of acrid smoke, revealing a number of goblins, weapons at the ready. Still, their weapons are drawn. They do not attack. They have a curious light in their eyes you haven't seen before, and it takes you a second to realize its determination. They don't look scared at all, merely stand at the ready as if waiting a command to attack. As you take in your new opponent, a familiar figure emerges from the tree line, but walking strangely as if fighting the urge to hunch down on all fours, almost feral. The figure looks to be the Goblin King you recall, but something's wrong about him. It's like someone tried to cram a large creature inside of his skin. Tufts of fur, like that of a wolf, peek from his rags, and his eyes, rather than dull and soft, seem to hold a cold fire to them. Knock Knock, this isn't the king. There's something that looks like him. The king approaches, then stops, his face peeled back almost into an almost demonic smile. This is not the king, but some creature wearing his shape. When you think it can't get any worse, there's a strangely familiar thudding noise, thundering noise, and into the clearing lumbers none other than the hill giant, Munguk, and from the smell of it, he's definitely been drinking. He stands behind the feral goblin king, his huge club at the ready, and gives a low rumble, then snarls, pounding his chest. Munguk says he not like us. Munguk say he not like us play trick on him. Keep him waiting. Knock knock whispers to you. He say hard to wait forever for promised drinks. It worse than getting stabbed with lance. Knock knock pauses. Lance not kill him though, I guess. The king gazes at you. You feel your scalp rise as he speaks. His voice is rasped like knives being dragged across a metal plate. Which of you once ruled by this ragged shape I wear? The sooner your blood coats the ground, the sooner my debts are done. All of you cattle smell alike to me, whether you walk or roast on a skewer. Debts to whom? The king snarls. I'm a Begast. I was summoned on behest of the Fae to defeat an ally of one who claimed this land, weakening this false king when the time of reckoning draws near. He nods at Knock Knock and gives a barking laugh. She said it could be any one I chose, so I chose the weakest one at your court, if only to fulfill my debt all the quicker and leave this wretched place. The price was I had to take take the shape of this. He looks down at his body. Humiliation. What terms did you agree to? Maybe you can turn this against her and get your revenge. The Begast growls slowly and suspiciously, then, to your surprise, answers in clear, precise speech. When one of the allies of the pretender to the throne of the stolen lands lies beneath my feet, all their blood feeds the ground, I'm freed, instantly to return home and leave this vile plane behind. One of my allies, why not me? I was told that you are to be left for her. I care not why, but should you cross me, I've been given leave to slay you as well. It seems she wishes you to suffer longer than this one. It grins wolfishly. For the Fae and those of my kind, that will prove a much longer time than your flesh can withstand. The king turns to Knock Knock. Come, Goblin, the sooner I make sport of you, the sooner I will allow you to die, perhaps with your limbs intact. It's an interesting response. Well then, Knock Knock, you are no longer my ally, and worse, you are not a hero, never were. I've always hated you, you half-headed doorstop. I don't know whether that is something that I am saying to get Knock Knock out of this, because by him no longer being my ally, he can't kill him and go back to where he was. And then after this is all over, I can say, hey, Knock Knock, it was a joke. Or whether that's me dismissing Knock Knock. The thing is, I don't really want to lose any more people in my court. If you'll have to fight him, Knock Knock, you have no other choice. No. I've heard enough. I'll deal with you myself. As you leap to attack, the Begast gives a howl, and the surrounding creatures charge you, and Knock Knock echoing the Begast's howl. Alright, we appear to be surrounded. You made the mistake of getting close. Hi, I'm going to commence this session seeing family for the first time in ages. I'll have to catch up. Alright, yep, not a problem, Josh. Hope your family's well and you enjoy seeing them. I totally do not agree with seeing family at a time like this, because it's all like, yeah, it's been a while. Where's no? There it is. Just round everybody. Come on. Nice. Could have done with stabbing that guy, but okay. But yeah, as always, the VODs are available, and you can also catch me on YouTube if needs be. It's interesting, the giant seems to be attacking on our side.
Knock knock, you say lighting enemies on fire first.
Nearly out of goblins. Is that in the middle of that one?
Left yourself open.
There we go. Damn it.
Yeah.
A calculated risk.
Hopefully everyone else is in range. God dang it. I was hoping to save the giant. Oh well. I want him to burn his turn getting to me rather than me burning my turn getting to him. Oof. That's rough. It's a lot better. Knock Knock was unusually silent after defeating the Bahars and pretending to be the Goblin King. It's better to find out what's on his mind, and soon. A goblin lost in thought sounds more dangerous than Bahars than me. Oh wow. There's nobody here quite smart enough to be able to figure out what them were. And the party suffers from heavy encumbrance. Hey, level up. Would you look at that? Back to looting now. Now let's press on, we can make it. Wow. Weird. That camera looks off-center to me. Badly off-center, but at the same token it's like... Oh, Knock Knock's outside, isn't he? I want to level up anyway. Rogue. Knife Master. 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rogue talents. Whenever the target inflicts a penalty against a target using the debilitating injury class feature, you can select 2 penalties to inflict. The target can never be subject to more than 2 penalties in this way at one time. If any additional penalties are inflicted, any previous penalties end immediately. Any effect that deals that heals damage to the target any effect that heals damage to the target negates both of the penalties. I could have the familiar. Not entirely sure why I will. Oh wait, no, the familiars give boosts to skills. That's what they do, isn't it? So yeah, stealth and perception. It's one of them where it's like, it could be useful, but at the same token, not entirely sure if that's what I want. So what's the debilitating effects? Advanced targets, uncanny dodge. Oh, debilitating injury. Bewildered, disorientated, hampered. At 4th level, whenever a rogue deals sneak damage attack to a foe, she can debilitate her target, causing it to take a penalty for 1 round. This is in addition to any penalties caused by a rogue talent other than this or other special ability. The rogue can choose to apply one of the following penalties to when the damage is dealt: bewildering, disorientated, hampered. See, I think I use bewildering at the moment, but having both bewildered and disorientated could be useful. Sounds forced perception, not great. Combat trick allows me to take a combat feat, not really all that fussed. Confounding blades. When a character with this talent hits a creature with a melee weapon, it deals sneak attack damage. The target cannot make attacks of opportunity for 1d4 plus 1 rounds. Crippling strength. When a character with this ability can sneak attack opponents with such precision that the blows weaken and hamper them, an opponent damaged by one of her sneak attacks also takes 2 points of strength damage. And an attacker. And an opponent that is dealt sneak attack damage by the character with this ability is affected by a targeted dispel magic, affecting one of the spell's effects active on the target. The caster level for the ability is equal to the character's level. Fast stealth allows you to move at full speed while stealth is going without penalty. And when the character is sick and hits a creature with a melee attack that deals sneak attack damage, the character is no longer sickened. I think I've got one of those for focusing attack for confusion, shaken. Because they're kind of useful. Iron Guts, they gain a +1 bonus on all saves against poisons, as well as +4 on saves against all spells and effects that cause the character to be nauseated or sickened. The character can make an attack of opportunity against an opponent who has just been struck for damage in melee by another character. This attack counts as an attack of opportunity for that round and can't be used more than once per round. Do sometimes wonder, because there's a feat that features on creatures, I'm not sure whether it's a character feat in standard Pathfinder. I'm trying to remember what it's called so I can look it up. But it basically allows you to make a number of attacks of opportunity as you have dex skill, dex modifier. So rather than just one, if you've got a dex modifier of, I don't know, say 6, you can make 6 attacks of opportunity, which will be useful for some of the stuff that I've got going on. I don't already have it, do I? Weapon finesse, 2 weapon fighting, simple weapon proficiency, piranha striking and flank. No. None of these are sounding familiar. Combat reflexes, there we go. You may make a number of additional attacks of opportunity per round equal to your dex bonus. With this feat, you may also make attacks of opportunity while flat-footed. See, with that, an opportunist. By having 6 or 7 attacks of opportunity around. Yeah, there's a lot more potential there.
I tire.
Yes, you are tired. So let's head off to bed. Why do I have an exclamation point over the top of this? What is going on? Events. Ashes and dust. A band of arsonists are on the loose in the city. They're extorting money from homeowners, threatening to set fire to their property if they refuse to pay. These criminals must be stopped. What's this need? Oh, we've got another month yet. And if that guy is 10%, then Jubileost will be 20%. A lot of these require BP, which won't be the end of the world. How long is this going to take? 14 days, 30 days. Support the High Priest's endeavors. You're the High Priest? Oh, the other person was Jod. But I can improve your skills, I can't improve Jod's. Yeah, yours is a 7, so that's why you're there. So I don't remember him being part of my council. Again though, that's 14 days and it'll rank it up. Stability is 58. economy needs to go up. Desperately. Which one's economy? Oh, you're the spy master now, yes. So your economy. See, that's a curious thing. It's all like this kingdom stats is a -2, although stat rank is 10. Leader bonus is 3. So yeah, to get him up even further. So you'd say the stat, I think that's related to, you can't see it on your stream, but there's a status of the kingdom. You can see it when I hover it. Luckily it pops itself out just to the side. So the kingdom is currently troubled, which I receive a -2 on all kingdom checks. So the 10 is the kingdom stat, which is that. So yeah, to a certain, I'm just like trying to fit, you know, he's only an 8, so I can increase the stability, but it's not, the points in stability aren't going to affect it. What it would allow me to do is rank up further so that the 2-point bonus for each rank of the kingdom will be affected. But okay, right. Do that project. I don't think there's... No, there's this project, which can't be done by either of them. That's a problem. That's a problem. But nobody has a decent skill in that. That's a problem. Power of blood, that's a problem. Oh no, that's an opportunity. Opportunity, problem. Right, let's send you after that problem. Opportunity, opportunity, problem. You're the only one who can be sent, but without the crisis point, my final crisis point, the chance of success is low. Probably going to see about ranking some more people up. Just need to go speak to Knock Knock. We'll be in the main square somewhere. How's everybody doing out there in Twitchland? Oh, I've been so tired today. My schedule is rather busy. Between work, streaming, and D&D Pathfinder games, I got a lot going on and I'm feeling it at the moment. Well, the thing is, you know, out of everything that I'm currently doing, I don't really want to give up on any of it, other than the work. But the work gives me money. So, kinda need that. Knock Knock doesn't look up as you approach. He's hunched over, hard in thought. One of his ears is even twitching slightly in effort. Knock Knock, there's something wrong. Knock Knock's ears twitching stops amid twitch. His head he swivels his head towards you. Been thinking about being a hero, if Knock Knock can even be a hero or not. He nods at you. You are longshanks and halfshanks who speak poorly, mangled words, baves, he gestures around. But you make big tribe, foundation, build big city. Even if cities smell bad. Do great things and Knock Knock does things and they seem small, ridiculous. I want to do what you do, but asking how. You could do something else. Every challenge you faced wasn't won with a blade, it was won by who you are and, well, making others laugh. Knock Knock looks downcast, his face uncertain. He stares at the ground and, despite your encouragement, seems defeated. Useless. Couldn't make a difference. All of them laughed at me, trying to be a hero. Why not embrace it? If you can disarm problems with a trick and then leave them laughing along with you, then you're more king than most. A king? After a moment he glances at you. But aren't you... ruler? He pauses again and raises his fingers. 2 rulers. He touches his ear as if trying to count and then gives up in disgust. 2 rulers would be bad. Well, let's call you by a different title, no less important. You'll be the court's jester? Well, but not if I were to grant you the title of jester, which would be goblins in the south called king. I'm gonna go with the first one because it's more honest, but the second one is slightly funny. Well, let's call you by a different title, no less important. You'll be the court's jester? Knock Knock nods and nods again. Sharper and faster, he straightens and does what passes for a royal stance. Knock Knock, jester, knock knock. He nods one last time. I will not fail you. I know you won't. I may call upon you from time to time. Knock Knock nods and with a trace of pride and a grin you haven't seen before. He looks completely happy in his new role. You hope you don't regret this. I should go. After defeating the Baharks, Knock Knock's head burst with the existential problems like finding his place in the world and reflecting upon his past. A good thing our king was around to help him sort thing out. To help him sort thing out. Knock Knock returned to his former unbearable self, and everyone sighed with relief. It's a world map page. Somebody was asking on one of the groups earlier. I mean, there are a lot of groups for a lot of different things, but I think it was a Facebook CRPG group. If you hover the pause button, it gives the date and the time, and it was like, is there any way of doing that without hovering the pause button because they play on a controller on the PC? And the only other place I could think is it's the top of the kingdom map. Alright. So, economy is 5, divine is 3, so I can either... Oh, you're already fairly high at that. So I don't think I need to worry about the military too much. Also, it'll take it above the economy, which is not a great thing, because I need to support the treasurer. Oh, you're available for that, but only, again, a 10% chance. I think... that's the treasurer, magistrates. Ooh, the magistrate could be useful. Grand diplomats, councillors. Well, let's get the divine up. 14 days go past, lots of things happen. We've got another one on curses. Last Wall's Cavalry. Success. The Minister closed the deal successfully. The best riders are already taming the new horses. They have no fear of battle and can trample any opponent in their way. Runaways. Failure. Experiments. Failure. Military goes down. Like livestock. Failure. The advisor's agents attempts to board the slave ships disguised as human stock. They'd hoped to free the slaves. Unfortunately, the slave traders found weapons on them. They reacted quickly and set sail before the guards could board their vessel. Winning in the sale, success. We spent BP on signed a contract with the Sea King, purchasing 3 fast trade ships. Ransom in gold or iron. Success. Research into the nature of curses, the Defaced Sisters. Now we know for sure that the Defaced Sisters' affliction was a result of a curse which afflicted both their faces and their souls, corrupting and ruining them. And yet this curse affected each of the sisters differently. While some succumbed to evil without hesitation, others managed to retain some parts of their souls and kept them safe from the curse's power. This leads us to an interesting conclusion, that the powers of curses is not absolute. There is some way to fight it, although we don't yet know how. At least not yet. This research has increased our understanding of arcane and divine magic. We have acquired a deeper understanding of the nature of curses. Address the kingdom. Triumph. The crowd heeded the call for mercy and patience. The riots in the kingdom subsided, and the people have decided to give their ruler a second chance. Strong nation. Project complete. Right. Feast for the afflicted. Let us do that. Let's buy 400 BP just in case we get robbed again. Now that should get us out of worried. Because if we can get back to the other one, whatever it is. Because at the moment it's only a -1 because the kingdom is worried. Whereas troubled it was a -2. High Priest seeks your audience. Mendev Crusaders. A team of knights was walking along the rivers of Mendev, but became lost and ended up here. There are quite a few experienced mercenaries and daredevils among them who fight not for faith, but for glory and loot. Some of them can surely be convinced to stay. Do I really want these kind of people in my kingdom? This is an opportunity though, so let's look at... Praise Zephyrus. Let us not praise Zephyrus? How's that? How about we don't? But yeah, that's already up to a 14. Can get that potentially going higher. 17 if we get another rank and get rid of that kingdom stat. Technical issue. That's a problem that needs resolving with espionage. Go. Penitence. 25% chance. It's opportunity, so let's go. Is that the one that I want to do? That's an opportunity, so let's do that. Problem and opportunity. Let's start that one. The power of blood. A renowned hematomancer, an alchemist who studies blood, wants to find out how the gift of sorcery has passed down through the generations, and only needs to collect a couple hundred blood samples, and is looking for a generous patron with whom she will share her results. Alright, let's go see the High Priest. Chiron, I have curious news. Rumor is it that there is a cult in your lands that twists the teachings of Estrel. They say the forests are depleted and the god demands blood sacrifices to restore the power to the woods. They paint their faces and kill anyone they come across in the forest. Of course, Estrel's worshippers condemn this new cult and expect you to deal with it decisively. It's up to you whether you will order your general to send forces or condemn the new cult through your counselor. You may even have your treasurer pay a ransom in the hopes they will leave. It is up to you to decide. Community is down, loyalty is down, divine is down, stability is down just by having this conversation, apparently. Nobody else wants to interrupt me, so there we go. Gardeners of Faith. Tristan, go deal with that problem. That's most of those sorted. That person's busy. Lindsay could do with... could do that. Takes 20 days. We can boost up relations. Amory's busy. Trading. Alright, let's do that one. That's Octavia. Megavon, Tristan, Lindsay will come over and do this. Success, rank 4. Project the Power of Blood failure. Technical issue failure. Penitence failure. None of these are catastrophes though, so it's not too bad. A rumour spread through the streets that the Magister had called the arsonists cowards and bastards. That night the bandits threw caution to the wind and lit fires across the city. As torrents of magical rain fell upon the city, one of the guards caught them one by one. I mean, that's a way of stopping it. Military up. The general convinced a few warriors to join with promises of command positions. Military instability up. Feast for the afflicted success. We're back to stable. Visitors from another world. Peasants are terrified. A local mage is conducting dangerous experiments, during which he has summoned beasts and monsters from other planes. The growing discontent threatens to turn into a riot. Alright, so... the treasurer is a 13. Although that is economy, isn't it? Which I need to get up so that some of these... because loyalty is already at a 7. If the economy goes up to a 7. Or until the economy goes up to a 7, I'm losing BP. So that's the one that makes sense. Easier claim I can do while other stuff is going on. That requires my attention, that requires my attention. So do this one. Show this butt. Success. The economy is up to 6. Praise Zethus. Divine, Arcane, and Stability are up. Gardener's Faith. Failure. Ooh. The councillor's outraged speech denounced the new cults that were welcomed by the inhabitants of the cities. So the fanatics turned to the poorly informed villagers, who welcomed the fanatics as brothers. They scattered among the local villages, where they recruit new followers from among the hardened inhabitants. Meanwhile, the murders continue. That's not a good sign. support the High Priest, take that up to a 6. Oh no, take it up to a 5. What else do we have going on? Counselor, Emily, Octavia. That's something that I've forgotten that I can do. Trading ground, abandoned keep, and silvered shield fortress. All of which require my attention. Right, new events. Do your treasure request your attention? Jubilios is waiting for an audience. The hungry vassal. The Law of the Pike. Hell Knight from Fort Inevitable, which is ruled by the Order of the Pike, are invading the region to bring it to heel. They are conducting judgments and executing people however they see fit. This is absolutely unacceptable. I could really do with getting the stability up. Is that a problem? That is a problem. It's a terrible return, but I think I'd need to do some work in the cities and towns. Your Highness, before this country became a kingdom, Brevany used to collect taxes from all merchants entering our lands, but now this gold is rightfully yours. When I was Baron, I didn't oppress the merchants too much. My advice is only to tax those who sell luxury things, and leave the craftsmen and townfolk alone. Any gold that the artisans save will enter circulation anyway. It will be used as materials to produce goods. Any gold saved by the townfolk will go into circulation too. It will be used to buy goods. Whereas the money of a wealthy person who will be invested in useless trinkets which will sit in their mansions collecting dust. Not doing anyone any good to anyone. Let merchants pay fees only when importing... Oh god. It's interesting. Loyalty and economy will go up by 5 each. Unrest state improves. No import taxes. Each month unrest improves by 1 step. Each week loyalty increases by 1 and economy increases by 5. Provides 1 PP per week for every 20 economy points above 200 up to 10 BP. Everything, every single item to the last apple will be taxed. Community is down, loyalty is down, stability is down, plus 3 BP per region. 6 BP per upgraded region. Unrest state worsens. Kingdom effect import taxes provides plus 7 BP per week for each upgraded region in your kingdom, and plus 3 per week for each region without any upgrades. Each week there will be a 7.5% chance of rioting, which worsens a kingdom state of unrest. Don't like the unrest. Then the merchants pay fees on luxury goods and materials for craftsmen. Minus 2 to the community, minus 5 to loyalty, plus 2 BP per region, plus 4 BP per upgraded region. Material taxes provides 5 BP per week for each upgraded region in the kingdom and 2 BP per week for each region without any upgrades. Let the merchants pay fees only when importing luxury goods. Loyalty is up, economy is up. 1 BP per region, 2 BP per upgraded region. Unrest state improves. Wealth taxes. Each week a random kingdom stat will increase by 1. Also provides plus 3 BP per week for each upgraded region in the kingdom, and 1 BP per week for each region without any upgrades. See, one of the things I like about this is that each month unrest improves by 1 step. Each week loyalty increases by 1. And most of my BP that I'm getting at the moment, I'm getting a fair amount of BP at the moment. But once the economy hits 200, I'll be getting in 10 BP. I'll already be getting in something like 7 BP. Just by doing that alone, but at the same token, it's like if we tax everything, you know, 3 BP plus 6 BP for, you know, 7 or 3 per region, and I think I've got 6 or 7 regions. That's, if it's 7 regions and I get them all upgraded, that's 49 BP, which is a lot more than 20 BP. But the unrest state worsens, and I don't want that. I'm tempted to go with the chaotic neutral, which is there will be no taxes. I honour the river freedoms. Magar scratches his chin. You've made a very generous and noble decision. The people will appreciate it, but I hope you have some idea of how you'll fill the treasury. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Hopefully when Josh is watching sees this, he won't think, oh my god, what are you doing? But at the end of the day, it's one of them where it's like, maybe. Do you remember our little adventure with the Fey Lords and their inconsequent debates? Damn them. Before you ask me, by damn them I mean both the debates and the lords. Anyway, I've been thinking about the dreadful verbiage we received as a reward for these trials. The answer to the question about the fate of the known race. Allow me to remind you of the text. God. Numbers will help you on your way. One of them is a 5th in 10. It will be easy to find if you read. Who opened the road from the ancient dead men, and his black-feathered messenger. The second is 12 times 12, and is thrice the number of those who lost their faces. Don't try to guess it now. It's not time yet. Wait until he who is twice born will twice be defeated. Put the 2 numbers together. When the moon leaves her path near the waters of Candlemere, find the one who will open the secret. Not a single reasonable creature would spend valuable time solving this sort of phrase mince if only someone knew how much effort it required to treat the matter seriously. But it paid off. It's obvious that the part about the open road is the ancient dead man and his black-feathered messenger, refers to Willis Gunderson, who awakened Mordecai, which this guess led me to think. The obviously that part about he who is twice born will twice be defeated referred to Amrag. Exactly. We couldn't have known this at the time of the debates, because we hadn't even met. We haven't even met Amrag yet, which makes me wonder who this respected host might be. That's neither here nor there. But that's neither here nor there. So what we know, the riddle recommends that we start looking for the twice born is twice defeated, and that happened. The other part tries the number of those who lost faces. It's also only clear now. It's 24, 3 times the number of defaced sisters there were. But the rest, what does that mean? When the moon leaves her path? And how does a dozen times a dozen equate to 24? I'll have to study some astronomy reference books and write to some priests of Desna that I'm acquainted with. It'll probably be it's probable about some. It's probably. Yeah, probably about some rare celestial phenomenon. I meant to ask you to deal with the first part of the riddle, the one about Willis Gunderson. Remember the riddle. We don't need to find him or talk to him, just read him. Here is what I think it means. I discovered that the poor fellow wrote and published a few horrendous books. Perhaps the answer is hidden in one of them. The very thought of digging through that parody of literature is disgusting. I'd very much appreciate some help. Perhaps some book lover in the city will have a volume or two of his work. Alright, I will look for the Gunderson books and try to make some sense of them. Good luck on this difficult quest. I remind you, the riddle says we need to find something 5th in 10. Which is somehow related to Gunderson's work. We put it together with the number 24 and go to Candlemere when the moon leaves her path. I hope this isn't some elaborate fey prank, because if it is, I won't have to do any more research to understand what made the gnomes leave the first world. It was the stinking neighbours. God, that was a hard read. Yes, shower me with gifts. Greetings, Your Highness. Here, I've brought you something. Manticore claws. Thank you. I hope to see more proof of your mastery in the near future. The half-elf blushes and bows hurriedly. It is ready. I brought you something. Fiery eye. Thank you. You can continue your work. You are welcome. You are welcome. Come. Come. An odd way of speaking. So what did I pick up? Cold blood. That's interesting. And fiery blood. Which is precisely an upgrade for both of my weapons. I would lose out on the thingamabob of the crit hit range, but I think I've got a perk that negates it. Why am I still carrying around this ever-burning torch? I'll never know. That goes there, and that goes there. Yep. So I'm up to a plus 18 on both the attacks, plus 13 on the secondary attacks. And my damage goes from 18 to 26, to 21 to 34, and 14 to 22, to 17 to 30. I do like these new weapons. On that note, however, I am going to leave the mother's warmth and the mother's care in Knock-Knock's hands, because he doesn't really have anything to work with. It's a little bit annoying. How is he so much better at this than me? Base attack bonus is 9, dex is plus 8, size is plus 1. So his dex is higher than me by 1. His size is better than me by 1. What's other? Oh, he's also got the other, which is the offhand one, I believe. And yes, I could turn off the Piranha Strike. What is the Piranha Strike? While wielding a light weapon or any other weapon that can be used with a weapon finesse, you choose to take a -1 penalty on all melee attack rolls and combat maneuver checks to gain a +2 to all melee damage rolls. This bonus to damage is halved if you are making an attack with an offhand weapon or a secondary natural weapon. When your base attack bonus reaches 4, and for every 4 points thereafter, the penalty increases by 1, and the bonus on damage rolls increases by 2. You must choose to use this feat before the next attack roll, and the effect lasts until your next turn. The bonus damage does not apply to touch attacks or effects that do not deal hit point damage. This feat cannot be used in conjunction with the power attack feat. If I turn that off, then I'm a lot better. I really should pay attention to what I'm using a lot of these times. So like, aha, I can do slightly more damage, but that is a lot of a to hit bonus. You know, if you look at Amory's, she's at 26, 13 to base attack bonus, 6 to the strength, and the weapon gives her a +5. My main thing is like, Amory gets 3 attacks, I get 4. And I start with 2 at her second lowest. Also, my crit range is a lot better. Buy 2 on 19 and 20. I'm a buy 2 on 15 to 20. Also, no, the damage is comparable. Mine's slightly lower, but slightly higher. Or slightly lower and a bit lower. But that's not including my sneak attack damage. Just 78 by now, I think? Yeah, 78. Because I am a sneak stab, which is D8s instead of D6s. Of course, I've not leveled up Amory. Probably should get around to doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do we have? We have rage powers. So any of these that kick in at 4. The Barbarian is immune to shaken and frightened conditions. The Barbarian must be at 12th level to select this rage power. The Barbarian is immune to sickened and nauseated. As a standard action, the Barbarian heals 1d8 plus points of damage plus her Constitution modifier. For every 4 levels the Barbarian is beyond 4th, the amount healed is 1d8 to a maximum of 5d8 at level 20. So it's 16, so it's 3d8 at the moment, which isn't all that great. His ability can only be used once per day. The Barbarian must be at least 4th level. Swift Foot. Barbarian gains a 10% enhancement bonus to her base speed. The Barbarian can select this rage power up to 3 times its effect stack. I think I'm going to go for Fearless Rage. So yeah, now when I compare it, it's a 27 versus a 21. It's quite a bit of an improvement. Still, I don't think I'm too badly off. Tristan. Skills, 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 skills. I'm guessing you also get spells. Octavia, which is the Arcane Trickster. He goes up to 5, who gets impromptu sneak attack Beginning at 3rd level, the Arcane Trickster can enter a special stance. Every 2 levels beyond 3rd, the Arcane Trickster can maintain this stance for 1 additional round, up to a maximum of 4 rounds at 9th level. The target of the impromptu sneak attack loses any dex bonus to AC, but only against its attacks. This power can be used against any target, but creatures that are not subject to critical hits don't take additional damage. Skills. Sure, let's have a tarple. Why not? You become a medium-sized dragon-like creature. +4 size bonus to strength, +2 size bonus to constitution, +4 natural armor, immunity to difficult terrain, breath weapon, resistances to 1 element. Your movement speed is increased by 10 feet. You gain 1 bite, 1d4, 2 claw, and 2 wing attacks. Your breath weapon and resistance depends on the type of your dragon prototype. You can only use the breath once per casting of this spell. The breath weapon deals 68 points of damage and allows a reflex saving throw for half damage. 1 minute a level. And she's level... I can't remember what spellcasting level she's at. I've got Stone to Flesh. This spell restores the petrified creature to its normal state, restoring it to life. Might take that just in case, because I did come across a petrifying creature before, and not having that available would be, well, awkward, to say the least. Lindsay, Bard. Skills. So much to do. Bard talent. Oh, I used it to get feet, didn't I? Because I can do combat trick. Because that's just +4 to perception checks. Which isn't great when you actually consider doing the skill focus. Benefit to you gain +3 on all checks involved in the chosen skill. If you have 10 or more ranks in the skill, the bonus increases to 6. Which is 2 more than Uncanny Observer. Only a penalty of 1 if you don't have the 10 ranks to it. So why you would choose Uncanny Observer over skill focus, I don't know. Especially if you were going down the line of perception. If you weren't taking perception, then boosting it up by 4 is not going to make a great deal of difference towards the end game. It's one of them things about Pathfinder I've found is that, like, at first level, because you, even then it's not like you still get, so let's go back to skills. So at first level, Lindsay would have a 2 in athletics, 5 in mobility, 3 in stealth, 2 in perception. Is that including a jack of all trades? I don't know when she got the jack of all trades. But if you put 1 point into perception, because it's a class skill, you get 3 ranks into it automatically. As we can see with perception. plus 1 rank that I actually put into it. So it immediately boosted up by 4, which is, on a d20 roll, that's essentially 20% greater chance to succeed. At low levels, you know, when you've only got 1 rank, or when you can only put 1 rank in it, it can make a bit of a difference. So, you know, the perception will go from a +2 all the way up to a +6. So, you know, there's a reasonable chance if a DC is 13, for example, the difference between 2 and 6 makes a difference. The thing is, when it gets to late game, and this isn't, you know, this is only level 14? Yeah, 14. Her highest skills are 23. Which means the DCs have to be somewhere within that region. I mean, you can just throw out to the players a gimme. It's like it's a DC 20 to persuade this peasant to move along. You have a 23, you just automatically do it. But when it comes to more like convincing a devil that their contract is wrong, you're looking at a DC of somewhere in the region of 40. Which means you have to have had somewhere near this level of persuasion to even begin to consider succeeding. You know, Lindsay's maximum in theory is a 43. So them few points that you can get by boosting the perception is not really going to do much unless you actually focus in on it. You know, I can raise Lindsay's perception up to a 6 by taking the observant feat, or a 5 by taking the other one, the skill focus, and then eventually put some ranks in there and maybe get it to the 6. But it's like it's one of them where observation perception is just, it's useless. In D&D, even if you don't take some skills, even towards late game, you can still attempt them, and you've got a chance. You know, the mobility, for example, it's not a great number, but it's something where it's like, yeah, the DC is like 15 or 20, you've got a chance. Which is probably why, you know, in D&D they've kind of they've left the concept of skill ranks behind. You do have skills. You can choose it as a trained skill and you get your proficiency bonus. Your proficiency bonus starts off at 2 and ends at 6. Yeah, that's 6. And then it's all down to stats. The maximum you can get in a stat is a +5. So you're looking at, you know, anywhere, or, you know, this is not certain things withstanding. You know, you can get feats that boost these things up. You can get items that boost this up. But still, you know, if you choose to ignore it, you could still end up with a 5 in it because that's what your stats allow you to have. If you choose to focus in it, you can get it all the way up to 11 without doing anything weird. When I say weird, the rogues have expertise, which allows them to take 2 skills that they get twice as much proficiency bonus in, which would take, you know, it up to a 12 plus 5, which is 17 bonus, which is, you know, starting to get drifting away from mortal people from being able to do it. I do actually have a rogue build for the mastermind, which is very good at perception kind of things. And you can get a +5 to your passive perception. With that taking expertise and taking, trying to maximize the stat behind it. The passive perception is worked out as 10 plus the skill because it just assumes that you roll on average a 10. So that'd be 12 from the proficiency, 5 from the stat, 5 from the feat, taking you up to a 32 passive perception, which is very high when the system itself tends to go from anywhere between 5 and 30 as their sort of like top limit difficulty. So it's one of them where it's like I feel that the skills in this, I didn't want to take that. Fast stealth isn't a great thing. The focus could be a thing if I wanted to do something like persuasion and really get that up there. Because it could get a +6 on that, taking it up to a 29. Don't really feel like I want to do that. Favored terrain. I don't really know where I'm heading toward. I mean, I could be going to the first world. But even then, it's like, what do you get? You get a +2 bonus on initiative checks and lore, perception checks and stealth checks when you're in your favored terrain. That's not... stealth is not a concern for Lindsay. Perception is not her thing either. The lore nature could be a possibility, but it's only going to be, a +2 bonus. So it's not really that critical, and the same for the initiative checks. So I think that's why I've been going down the combat trick list. Deadly aim. You can choose to take a -1 penalty on ranged attack rolls and gain a +2 bonus on on ranged damage rolls. Rapid shot. When making a full attack with a ranged weapon, you can fire 1 additional time. This round at your highest bonus. All your attack rolls take a -2. While wielding the weapon in which you have a weapon focus, you can perform a bewildering show of prowess around. You make a persuasion intimidation check to demoralize all foe within 30 feet who can see your display. Sure, why not? Because you've got weapon focus. Light crossbow, I assume? Yeah, weapon focus, light crossbow. That sounds like a fun one to take. And your skills and persuasion is fairly high. Right. That's... yeah, that's on display. A 2 and a 5. All enemies within a 30-foot burst centered on a target creature within close range. You fill your target's mind with a blaring cacophony of discordant sounds, making it hard for the target to act and concentrate. The creature gains a nauseating condition for the duration of the spell if it fails. Cloak of Dreams. You're surrounded by a sporific aroma that causes all living creatures within 5 feet of you to make a successful will save again for each round or fall asleep for a minute. Sleeping creatures are helpless but wake up after being wounded. I don't like that it's all living creatures. Sure, let's get the cacophonous one in. And let's go for invisibility because that's likely to be actually a fair amount of time these days. It's one of the things about, again, this is something in D&D where it's like most things tend to have a fixed duration. So invisibility, let's just double check that I'm not talking out my arse. Invisibility, I think it's something like 10 minutes. Invisibility, concentration up to 1 hour. But that never changes, so it doesn't matter whether you're casting this at 3rd level, or whether you're casting this at level 20, it's always going to be exactly 1 hour, as long as you can concentrate on it. Which has its pluses and its negatives. It basically means that, the negative is that it doesn't really get any better, so it can feel a little bit lackluster when it's sort of like at 3rd level you cast invisibility on something and it's like, you go hide. That's fair enough, but it'll last an hour. And then at level 20 you think, I'm a much better wizard now. Cast invisibility on it. What bonuses does it get? Exactly the same bonuses that you've had for the last 17 levels. In Pathfinder, one of the benefits is a lot of these things tend to be based around, 1 minute per level. The only thing is, at level 3, when you get these spells, I believe, it's only going to be for 3 minutes. So is that enough time? It's more. That's 1 round per level. At level, when you first have the ability to cast this, I mean you're fairly high level anyway. So I can't remember when Lindsay got level 5 spells. But at the same token, it's like level 5. I think that would be about level 11 for a wizard. So it's going to last 11 rounds. Which isn't too bad, but there are some things like Bless for the Priest, for example. That's 1 round per level. So when you're level 1, it lasts for exactly 1 round, which is useful, but not great. So you might want to choose something which has a slightly longer duration. When it comes to late game, however, it's sort of like, oh, it's actually going to last 20 rounds if you're level 20. And, Bless is a combat spell. It's like give everybody +1 to hit. At level 20, that means that it's going to last the entire combat, not wear off after a round and leave everybody helpless. I mean, not quite helpless, but closer to helpless than I would have liked. Anyway, what did you just get? Burst barrier. At 2nd level of the tower shield special, can use her shield to screen herself from burst spells, gaining it and effects, gaining a +1 bonus on reflex saves against them while employing a tower shield. This bonus increases by +1 for every 4 levels up to a maximum of 5 +5 at 18. So it's now up to a +4. I'm going to get a bonus combat feat. Because that's what fighters get. They get a lot of feats. And not much else. Greater weapon specialization. Bastard sword. What's the greater weapon specialization? You choose 1 type of weapon, including unarmed strike, that should possess weapon specialization feat. Your attacks with the chosen weapon are more devastating than normal. You get a +2 bonus on all damage rolls you make using the selected weapon. This bonus damage stacks with other damage roll bonuses, including any you gain from weapon specialization. Which you got last level and it's +2, so it's +4 now. That's not too bad. Valerie isn't exactly one of my heavier hitters. I mean, she's got a 23, which isn't too bad. What's interesting is, she has slightly less maximum, but exactly the same maximum. Slightly less minimum, but exactly the same maximum as Amri, who's wielding it two-handed, and it's a giant sword, and that's what her focus is. Whereas Valerie is like, she's armor, an AC of 41 versus an AC of 24. But she doesn't even have as many hit points as her. I think the rage helps. Anyway, what else do we have? Now that I've finished sorting out the I came in here to sort out 2 weapons and I got distracted with leveling everybody up. Fiery eye, short bow. Oh, you've already got a short bow. I've just chosen something for you to be on the crossbow with, didn't I? Oh no, it's... Oh, weapon focus was a thing. Your weapon focus is only in the crossbow. How much better are you with the light crossbow? Why plus 10 bonus, plus 3 dex, plus 1 size, plus 1. Ah, the braces of archery. I can give the braces of archery to... Oh wait, no, he's using it for armor. Right. Yeah, I am going to have to switch this over to... Oh, you can't use anything other than light crossbows. Okay. Figured it all out. Nothing changes and Lindsay's feat is useless. I'm sorry, Josh, I disappoint you. Probably. Do. This chainmail 3. Nope. Can't see. Ring of Luck. I think everybody's got as many good rings. Manticore's Claws. These are gloves that grant the wearer +4 enhancement bonus to strength and a +2 enhancement bonus on attack and damage rolls with unarmed strikes and natural weapons. Again, that's one where it's like the only useful belts that I've really found are the ones of strength and physical things, which also grant an enhancement bonus. What's that? +2 damage bonus on attack and damage rolls. Whereas that's a +1d6 points of acid on any melee, unarmed strike, or natural weapon. So these gloves look on the surface of them to be very nice, right up Amory's alley, but totally useless. What's this? Natural armor +2 and the necklace of double crosses. Okay. And let's go back to inspecting the barony and getting, well, overwhelmed with everything that's going on here. Oh, Jubilios wanted me to do a thing, didn't he? With treasure, get the economy up to a 7, which will bring loyalty up. Which will give me an 83 BP per week. Although, do I want to do these region things? See, my kingdom is now up to Serene. Which gives me a +1 on all kingdom checks. Should allow some of these to succeed. Hopefully. Right. Regions. Silverhand Fortress. Go! Trading with Brineheart. Economy is up and 5 BP per week. Nice. Easier claim. Economy restoration of the Road of Shields. Economy is up by 20, relations up by 10, stability is up by 10. That's all favourable things, I feel. God, this is going to break the bank one of these days. Oof. It's going to take 90 days to solve. See, I kind of want to get that done before I go diving down that route, but let's see what else is here. The Warden needs your advice. An ancient curse is upon us. Attack from the bald hilltop is expected in 2 weeks. And former friends. Many of Brevany's patriots dislike the fact that these lands have become an independent state. They're spreading rumours and advocating against the king. They insist that these lands are governed by a criminal whose regime must be overthrown, and whose lands should be reclaimed by Brevany. These statements are undermining the kingdom's legitimacy, casting it as a criminal domain. Plus 16, and it's only got a 40% chance to succeed. Jesus. And I think he's one of the highest ones. Alright, let's go see what the warden wants. Rumours are flying around your capital, Your Highness. The daughter of the well-known merchant has gone missing. Some say that she might have been kidnapped. Her father is calling upon us to send every man and woman we have to go search for her, and promises that he will help. He will generously repay his debt of gratitude. There are several reasons we should accept his offer. I've learned that he has friends in high places in the trade guild. Military goes down by 3, but we gain 4,000 gold pieces. 4,000 gold pieces isn't that much. You know, I've literally just spent 80,000 gold pieces on converting it to build points. And they're just sat there at the moment. I'm not dealing with that. The guard already has their orders. This case shall be dealt with like any other. And Kristen shakes his head. The merchants should not be underestimated. Their power in the stolen lands is great. I'm not underestimating them. I'm basically saying that the guards have their orders. What more does he want? Your greetings, Your Highness. By tradition, if a worthy ruler is a patron to a master, the master gives generously in return. I have come to honor this tradition. Please accept this. I have worked hard on it. I hope it serves you well. Escapist crossbow. Thank you for your gift. It is a pleasure. I worked hard on for such an honorable lord. Where's this accent come from? I lost 2 viewers using this accent. Why did I try that? Light crossbow. Lindsay, we might have a crossbow for you. Not bad, not bad. Plus 3 speed. No, plus 3 light crossbow with the speed ability. It's a lot better. 19, 19, 14, 18, 13, and does more damage. And allows the wields to cast Dimension Door. To rank up Warden's endeavours, he'll have to wait. Economy, crime fighters, warden, +2 bonus to resolve any problem with the warden. That is something useful. That is something that I want people to take care of as well. But I just sent Morgan there, Mega Varn off to do something else, and Laura the Pikelands. An attack from the Bald Hilltop is expected within 2 weeks. Oh yeah, Daughter Nowhere. Jubilios wants me to go look for books for him. Yeah. Next development is in 28 days. Oh, still gives me a chance to do something else. Nope, can't do that one. Other curses, economy, nope, and nope. So rank up. Magisters or generals. Are they the two? Oh no, I can do the priest as well. So 16. 17 or 11. We'll get my arcane up. There's been 14 events going on. I don't like the sound of that. Hooray! Rank 3! Ancient curses upon us. Visitors from another world. Triumph. Culture is up by 4. Laura of the Pike. Success. Stability is up by 6. Hungry Vassal, success, loyalty is up by 3. Former friends, triumph. The Brevanese patriots were nothing but corrupt opportunists. They were more than ready to accept bribe, and then the treasurer's servant felt servants first obliged, then turned the deal around and blackmailed them for it. Brevan's intelligence has gained several new agents who are widely known to be patriots. +3 economy, +3 relations, +4 stability, +4 espionage, -100 BP. Not entirely sure I like that him spending BP without me asking. Strengthening the storyteller skills of Magister. It's not too bad. You can go off and do that on your own. You can go off and do that, but there are more events going on. Drink till you drop. I just sent him off to deal with a thing. Whoops. I can afford that. I can do it again in a bit. Right. Creston, you deal with that. Cobblestone Druids. Harem, you deal with that. A group of city-dwelling druids who call themselves the Cobblestone Druids are offering to help the king. They wish to take care of the Beggars District, which has slowly turned into a nest of crime and disease. Top secret, a renowned arcanist is offering the newest magical ciphers which completely conceal the communications of king's servants and advisors from his enemies. Octavia, the power of blood. The storyteller. Experiments is a problem. Octavia, top secret is an opportunity. Yeah. Ah, it should be attended before the Gozra, which is another month away. I can deal with the opportunity. And then deal with that problem. An unusual visitor has arrived. Someone wants your attention, and that someone is a golem. Okay. The curated needs your help. Discussing the throne room. Creeping death. Impassable thickets full of poisonous plants and dangerous creatures have sprung up overnight and rooted themselves even in the streets of local villages. Countless subjects have already fallen victim to giant flytraps and other monsters which have emerged from the magical woods. This insanity from the Bald Hilltop must be stopped. plus 17 and a bleeding. And the Magister asks for an audience. Okay, so which one's... It's only this one, and it's Anne-Marie, Octavia, who can deal with that one. I mean, I don't like the success on this. And send her off later. Although I do need to send people off before I leave the kingdom and go to the Bald Hilltop and deal with things. I have news. More and more mages are coming to our capital every day, and it seems a small mage quarter is forming around the artifact Paizo. There's new bookshops, new alchemy labs, and now we even have an illusionist parlor. That woman can conjure up more dresses and makeup and hairstyles than you could imagine. Perfect for an evening out. Just remember to get back home before the spell wears off. However, there's a darker side to this expansion. A necromancer from Geb is looking to set up shop in your domain. He wishes to raise undead servants and rent them out as cheap labour. In his homeland, skeletons till the fields, cut down trees and mine ore, while elsewhere around the world necromancy is strictly forbidden. In order to animate a dead body, one must snip off a fragment of the soul that once resided with it. Our guest asks you for a license. In return, he promises a supply of fresh batch of workers. Just thinking about it makes me sick. He vows only to use those who sign a contract while they're still alive, selling their bodies away for a few gold coins. However, I have little doubt that this will lead to all sorts of trouble. First, enterprising cities will buy shovels and develop the habit of paying nightly visits to the graveyard. Then beggars and orphans will start disappearing from the streets. No, Chiron, we cannot allow this to happen. New project, Undead Builders. See, some of these I like the sound of from a sort of like another playthrough, playing somebody who is sort of like more loose with these things. I don't know what the Undead Builders project is going to give me in terms of benefit, but it's like playing an evil character or somebody who's... I'm playing Lawful Good at the moment, by the way, if anybody's not quite caught up. And you know, it's all like it's... I'm going to forbid the Necromancer because that doesn't sound like a good thing. I'm not entirely sure what choice effects this is going to have. Arcane goes down by 3, Divine up by 3, Loyalty and Community both go up. So when the Arcanist says that we shouldn't really allow this, but it'll actually hamper the Arcane, you know, it's like it's the obvious choice for a good guy. But I just wish I was evil once. Yeah, well, I forbid this necromancer from practicing his dark arts in my realm. Wonderful. I hope this vulture will leave the capital for good as soon as I deliver him this news. Greetings, Your Highness. Something curious happened yesterday. During my evening promenade, I met a young man. His name is Larzio Messis, a young composer from Absalon. He told me that he left his hometown in search of inspiration. He's astonished by the story of your ascension to the throne, Your Highness. So impressed, in fact, that he is determined to compose an opera about it. He asked for permission to live and work in the palace so he might draw your character from real life. Nevertheless, I think we should say no. Art must be free. Living here will make him feel obligated to us. Seeing you every day, he'll lose the dispassionate distance that every artist needs to see his subject clearly. He will hardly understand the virtue of your decision now, but this freedom will do him much good. A flower grown in a greenhouse will wither and perish at the first sign of cold. A weed on the roadside will stand firm through the drought and the storm, whatever trial it faces. Kingdom effect. Support Lacio, -1 BP. We mustn't interfere with the creative process, not even if the composer begs us to. Lazio won't live in my castle. Thank you for your trust, Your Highness. In due time, we'll see the positive effects that freedom may have on the artist and his creations. Oh yes, the golem. And the dwarf. Adamantine golem. A strange golem enters your throne, and it is seriously hurt, barely moving its legs and swaying as if drunk. Help us. Help. Help. A frowning Karen quickly responds, "How do you like that? Need someone... again, someone needs our help, and again, it has to do with golems. Does any of this seem familiar, Chiron? Those simpletons from the Skeg clan must have dug up something else, and got themselves into trouble again." The priest's remarks are punctuated by a terrible clanging sound as a golem collapses on the floor in pieces. And I warned them, they were wooing death. I warned them. Let's return to that little fortress they couldn't get inside and see what happened to them this time. Yes, we need to go and check on them. Just don't go without me, alright? I want to see with my own eyes what catastrophe they've wrought this time. All the while praying to their Torag. Okay. Magistrates, curator, unusual visitor, rank up for the curator and the magister. Economy, we've got improving cultural development. The cost of buildings will be decreased, and we've got arcane lobby. The cost of buildings with static arcane bonus will be reduced, and that'll be done by Octavia, both of which are about to embark on some very important stuff. So, go deal with that. That's an opportunity. That's an opportunity. That's a problem that you should be able to deal with. And that's a problem. So you can have a crisis point. And now I need to go to the old hilltop. I also need to go... Oh, I've got so many bleeding side quests to deal with now. What time are we on? Hour 53. Right, to the main square. Because I need to go deal with something here. The merchant, I need to go sell off some junk. And I need to... check the printing press for a name. The name. What is the name? I can't remember the name. Oh well. Can't remember where anybody is now. You're there, Darcy. Show me your wares. Yeah, take all this useless junk. be somebody related to... Ah, yes, Tressie the Quill. What name is it? Gunderson, Willis Gunderson. Tessie, do you have any books by Willis Gunderson? Pardon me, Your Highness. I once took a couple of these books with me and dragged them around for 3 years till somebody bought me for a pittance as kindling. Won't be easy finding the works of that scribbler. Maybe someone in town has some. Tell me about yourself. Nothing to tell. Natives of nowhere, lived on the road, peddling books. No family, no home, no cares, no troubles. I think I've generally just vended stuff to this person before. Right. That's... I don't know who to... Oh, look around the city. Someone must have a book or two, and I don't know who. If it's not the book person. God damn it. Right, okay. We need to go take care of Bald Hilltop anyway. That is a major problem that I need to deal with. You can go away, and Valerie, Anne-Marie, Lindsay, Octavia, Tristan, you're in the group. Just remembered some stuff that I didn't do, but I should be fine. He says, crossing his fingers. I didn't rest up after the level up, so people don't have all of the spells that they might have available to them if I had have rested. But it should be fine. Gods think of us mortals as dogs to be trained, but we can still surprise them. Salim Gadafar. Right, let's have a quick reordering of people. Let's have a quick save. And a pause. Right. Lindsay, I would like you to haste. Actually, no, let's displace Valerie. Mass endurance.
You can count on me.
Haste.
Just letting the ink dry.
Displace. Bless.
I wrote it like I saw it.
And Karen. And off we go. Oh, that's big and ugly. That's not great.
Let us strike as one.
Both roughly in the same location. Okay. Sing us a song, Lindsay. And controlled fireball. Oof. What else do I have? Yeah, that's gonna stun them, isn't it? And nauseated isn't going to do anything. Shoot. Can I get that off without hitting anybody but the bugs? Can't really, but that wasn't particularly great.
Tear them apart!
Trust in Flame Strike. There we go. Nearly got rid of them. I'll take the 2 primal treants over this bleeding swarm. Nope, that didn't help. There we go.
They go down!
Let's see if we can't get Beanie back on my feet. Inspired recovery. I go. Will you fit in a pit? You won't fit in a pit. Oh, really? Great stuff.
Serves you right.
No, that's expired. Doesn't really need to be a greater restoration, I don't think, just a restoration. Should be back at fighting fit? Yes.
Consider me provoked.
Well, shit.
Calm down. Not dead yet.
love the way that it walks right across the map and goes after the weakest person and just murders him. I'm glad I saved it beforehand. Right, Tristan, I need to be alive. Can you make me alive?
This spell's not supposed to work like that. This spell's not supposed to work like that.
Hold one creature. I'm guessing these bleeding treants are immune to paralyzed. Yep, mind affecting, compulsion, poison, charm, stun, polymorph, baleful polymorph, paralyzed, sleep, stun. Great stuff. They are vulnerable to fire though. I don't really have much more fire on me. Hiya. Great, I'm still stunned or something from being KO'd. This is a full-blown fireball, so it's not going to reduce damage. What's that? 23 savings. The DC is 21. Yeah, that's not a great chance with those modifiers. God dang it. Oh. Double dang it. Marquis Dazzlelight. Well, nice of you to make an appearance. That stung. Didn't you just get it go? Tristan, I would love some healing. To everybody. Can you hold that monster? Oh no, it's also immune to hold monster. Great stuff. Lindsay. Protection from chaos, electricity. Oh, one friendly creature. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Close enough for a council job. Could have done with people being slightly more around, but oh well.
for you!
Does this work against you? Well, we wouldn't know you missed. It's a hell of a high touch AC. Okay, not too bad. Although fights are getting tougher. Oh, and we found a replacement diamond for the one that I had to burn to resurrect myself. Because the game is bullshit and chases you right across the map. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Take Harem there. After we get a good rest. Remember that we can teleport. That's the important thing. Although, actually, just... Seems though we're going to be taking Harem out. When's the last time? Oh, not too bad. I had a terrible feeling that it would be so like, 3 or 4 levels since the last time I took Harem out. Come on. Spell focus. Do you have a weapon? Pretty sure your weapon is a heavy flail. So, spell level 7, disintegrate, resurrection, greater restoration, and create a dark bolt of energy and use it to make a ranged touch attack that ignores concealment, but not total concealment. If you hit, the target takes 1d6 points of damage per caster level, maximum 20d6, so 14d6 at this level. Half of this damage is cold and half of it is negative. The shadow bolt expands and covers the target, rendering it then blind for the duration of the spell. A successful fortitude halves the damage and negates the blind condition. Sure, why not? That sounds terrible. Take another inspiring recovery just in case this all goes wrong. But what do we want? We'll take a cure critical. Spells. Great stuff. Oh, I need to check out Octavia as well. Spell book. Massive fog creates billowing mass of highly acidic and misty vapors that slow down creatures. The creatures moving through the acid fog move at half their normal speed and take a -2 penalty on all melee damage rolls. The vapors prevent effective ranged weapons attacking, granting all creatures inside the fog a +8 bonus to AC against normal ranged attacks. Each round on your turn, starting when you cast the spell, the fog deals 2d6 points of acid damage to each creature and object within it. Ooh, Hellfire Wraith, that sounds like fun. A blast of Hellfire blazes from your hands. You fire 1 ray plus 1 ray and 1 additional ray for every 4 caster levels beyond 11th, to a maximum of 3 rays at 19th level. We are 11. Each raid deals requires a ranged touch attack that deal to hit and deals 1d6 per damage per caster level, maximum 15d6. Half of the damage is fire, and the other half results directly from unholy power and is therefore not subject to being reduced by fire resistance. And you convert a layer of the ground to hot tar. Creatures in that area, when the tar appears, take 1d6 points of fire damage per 2 caster levels, maximum 10d6. On a success at a reflex saving throw, and must succeed at a reflex saving throw, or become entangled until they make a successful reflex saving throw. Strength check on mobility check DC equals spell save throw DC. They can make checks each round after receiving the effect. The area is difficult terrain, and all creatures inside the area take a -5 penalty on mobility skill checks. All creatures inside the tower area must take 2d6 points of fire damage each round and must attempt a reflex saving throw or become entangled. A creature that falls prone in this area takes a -4 penalty on its reflex saving throw against the tower and on strength and mobility checks to escape the tower. After leaving the tower area, the creature can take no actions for 1 round as it cleans itself of the tar. That's a mouthful. I suppose I should also check Tristan's. I won't be taking him out straight away, but bull strength, bear's endurance. Can we pop a heal? Yeah, we'll take a heal. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. No, Lindsay's the spellcaster, but being a bard, she just needs to select her spells and can cast any of them for the slots she has available. Alright, need to take Harem. I mean, the obvious choice is to leave Tristan, but Tristan is such a better healer. I'll leave Emery. Sounds like a plan to me. I keep forgetting to turn off the background music. Right. We want to get there, and the closest town to there, let's see, 20 hours. But if we go from there to there, is that the closest? I think it is. Or Diaberg might be closer. Teleport to Diaberg. 13 hours. And teleport to Glenshire. For 10 hours. We spotted peaceful travellers. It'll be this skeleton as always. But I might as well go say hello. And see what he's got to offer. He sometimes has interesting things. He's got new stuff. The archaic Lycanthrope Bane Greatsword +2. Now, Corrosive Flaming Battle Axe +2. What do you use? It's a heavy mace. Oh well, you heavy flail. You're skilled at heavy flails at least. Whoops. Half plate of stability. +2 bonus on saving throws to me avoid dazed and shaking conditions. Great cold resistance. +30 cold resistance. Ray blocker. +4 bonus on saving throws against all spells of the evocation school. Nope, nothing of interest. Whew. I did one that I was tired today. Didn't know that the kingdom had a thing that they wanted me to take care of. Creeping death. The kingdom managed to preserve and enjoy peace once again. Military stability and espionage is up. Oh, good. Minister demands your attention. Alright. We can wait until I get back. Who's the minister? And how dare they demand my attention? This one's for Octavia. She's currently busy for the next 13 days. Do we actually have the economy? Curator, Magister, Warden, Treasurers, Treasurers. That's the economy one, isn't it? Yes, it is. Continue. Enter. Oh. It's a long session, but it feels mainly just to have been mostly administration work. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. Oof. Just needed to turn down something.
In due time.
Something strange, very strange is happening at the fortress. The gate is wide open and the dwarves are dead or scattered. The golems are wandering the grounds, mumbling nonsense. What's going on? We need to find out. Where's the gates? Is this it? Yes, this is it, isn't it? Well, this one apparently doesn't like our presence here. Nope, 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 nope.
You deserved it.
Do not falter.
You got a mace, use it. Bob, don't. I think I hear fireworks. He hits hard, but luckily isn't very tough. Yeah, I think the random pops you can hear are likely to be fireworks going off. Sorry, I can't really do anything about them. If I could, I'd ban fireworks because I'm miserable and don't like them. Beyond the open gate, you find a strange room that looks more like a workshop than the entrance of a fortress. Across the room, by the firewall, is a metal throne. In front of it is Jarmul Skeg, who you know well. In one hand, he holds a steel scepter, and in the other, a sacred symbol of Torag, inset with a shimmering jewel. You recognize it as a heart of adamantine golem, which you recognize as the heart of the adamantine golem. The paladin is pale and he barely opens his mouth. Help me overcome these golems. I took the scepter from the empty throne over there, but it seems my command over the golems is lacking. If I lose control over the golems, we'll all die. Hiram shrugs. I told you it would end like this. But you were dying for a legacy, and what is that legacy worth? An army of golems? Was it worth it all to come all this way just to meet your death? Wouldn't it have been easier to choke to death in your mountains at home? One of the golems turns its metal face to you and speaks in harmony. You all deserve to die. Thieves and impostors, by what right have you come to this fortress? This is the Skeg clan. They are the rightful heirs to the builders of this fortress. They are not Skeg. They are nameless cowards. Only I, Otheld Skeg, am worthy of bearing this clan's name. Otheld Skeg? But you're my great-uncle. When our clan left this fortress, you and your golems stayed behind to protect it. Come to your senses, ghost. We're your descendants. You are no one. A real Skeg would never have abandoned their creation. Those who left forever lost their right to bear this proud name, and you have the nerve to come here, to this fortress which was built by the blood and sweat of your grandparents, and abandoned by your unworthy fathers. You will die here together with all your henchmen. Golems, attack! Grinding his teeth, Jarmul lifts the steel scepter above his head. I'm doing everything I can, but his will is too strong. Destroy the golems. Hiram, you must unmake his throne. I owe you nothing. I owe you nothing. Neither you nor Torag. The gate behind you closes with a clanging sound. You will all die. You will die. You will die.
Approaching.
Alrighty then. Terrible things are occurring. Surprise!
Onwards!
God, they hit hard.
I'll fight if I have
Nope.
to.
sand. Blood and sand. Ah, yes. Crumple like a deck of cards. It doesn't matter what I do, they always attack me. What weapon do you have? A short bow. Great stuff. Oh, you've actually got a fair amount of movement speed now you've been hasted. I wish that useless dwarf would do something.
Any last wishes?
At least the concealment's helping. Well, it was helping. I wonder if this is gonna help.
Stay behind me.
He's dead. Inspired recovery. Stay down for the moment. Stay down. Of course it goes after me. Why wouldn't it go after me? It'd just go after the... Oh, I hate the AI in this game sometimes. It just makes completely useless... The inspired recovery is supposed to help you basically bring somebody back up in the middle of combat. Tristan inspired recovered the main character. And it was like, okay, stay down because you don't have the hit points to even stand up right now. He stays down, he gets healed once, and comes back around to Tristan. I'm about to unload a big heal on him, and he gets wiped out by something that just took damage from something else. There is a target closer to it that it's taken damage from. Why wouldn't it go after Valerie? No, it'll just go after the guy who's lying on the ground doing nothing. This game doesn't half annoy me sometimes. Can't do that from there. Move over there. Is this gonna help? Or are you both gonna be immune to it? Nope, you're gonna be immune to it. Great stuff. And then there's this dwarf at the back doing bugger all.
This is where I step in. You can't stop me.
It does make you wonder sometimes why we bother helping out some of these individuals. Tristan, let's have... I thought I... Didn't I give you a heal somewhere? Oh, that's 6th level. 6th level. Are you still concealed? Yeah, you are. Displaced for another 9 rounds. Move over there, shoot that thing. Completely feebly. You know, I won't mind too much if it wasn't for the fact that I am supposed to be here as one of the main damage dealers that will make this at least somewhat tolerable in how long it's going to take.
Serves you right.
But the fact that I went out pretty much on the first round of combat, that I can't really get myself back up from the dead. Means that this is now going to take forever as I do minimum amounts of points of damage to this thing. While they just completely ignore the fact that I'm supposed to be concealed.
I can't keep this up much longer.
And if Valerie goes down, everybody's in trouble.
Let us strike as one. require healing.
Thank God one of them went off. Oh, that also cures the bleeding.
Your life ebbs low.
Golems, great stuff.
This is for you.
Yes.
I'll fight if I have to.
There we go. One down.
Do not falter.
What a waste.
Yes, you are a waste of space.
You can't stop me.
Pretty sure they could stop you if they tried hard enough.
I move unseen.
Esmo, Axe, yes.
Who will prevail? Does it matter?
Where's that heal gun? There we go.
Esmo, Axe, yes.
Stay there, because we also need some more healing. I'm gonna wait until it comes for us.
Onwards.
Displacement, displacement. It's displacement and haste in the same bracket. Of course it is, along with the secure shares. Alright, start moving up.
You deserved it.
Right, Let's see if I can actually do something this time. Or is it going to straight away turn on me and murder me again? It didn't turn on me at least. Displacement, Valerie.
Na, Orma.
Make with the murder. See, so much easier when I'm involved. Offeld Skeg, the last of the battle golems fall at your feet. The ghost stands to the side, shaking his fist at you. Vandals! Have you any idea how much time I spent creating them? The paladin's pale face glistens with sweat. His fingers tremble, but with what's left of his strength, he clutches the steel scepter and Torreg's symbol with the shimmering jewel. Quick, Harim, unmake the throne. Don't do it. Don't you see? He's an imposter. He has no right to this fortress. It's mine. Let's make peace. Take the scepter from him, and I'll repay you generously. Harim looks at the paladin and then at the ghost and back, then turns to you with a bitter sneer. Look at them. Children of Toreg. Butting heads like two rams in a narrow mountain path. But we need to decide something. These two are equally disgusting. Whose side should we take? I don't see why we have to take a side on this. Why can't we just wander away? Who are you, Ghost? And what are you doing here? My name, as I mentioned, is Olaf Skeg. I was once a famous master. The golems I made were unrivaled, either here in the Stolen Lands or in our homeland, the Five Kings Mountains. I created this throne and scepter to control the whole army of golems, ordering them to make more and more new ones. Yes, it was a glorious time. Then, my fellows, worms and lice, unworthy of wearing beards, let alone this glorious, worms and lice, unworthy of wearing beards, let alone the glorious name of Skeg, betrayed everything we lived for. They decided to abandon the road, abandon the fortress, and return home with those Wardash cowards and Lambrook morons. They even had the nerve to accuse me of betrayal. They spread rumors of my experiments that emptied the treasury. What a ridiculous excuse. A dwarf will find his own way, even without gold. He would sooner eat stones than give up his life's work. So I stayed, the last true Skeg, the last shield on the road of shields. I had my golems to help protect the fortress, perfect creatures of stone and metal, not like these cowards, with stew instead of spines. I remained here and continued to guard the fortress even after my flesh decayed, until there was nothing left of me but bones and adamantine will. Listen to me. I see you're no ordinary folk, probably in service of some rich merchant, or maybe even the local ruler. We need not be enemies. Let me keep guarding this fortress, and in return, I'll give my best golems to serve your lord. Well, you've already broken the best ones, but I'll make new ones. I have decided, I don't have to decide anything. We don't have to be on anyone's side. No. Neutral got it. Help Jarmold and unmake the throne. Cause I gotta be a good guy, apparently. Fine, but this is the last time I'm helping you, understood? Horim approaches the throne with the skeleton and strikes with his fist. 1 blow, 2, and 3. The throne crumbles into pieces with a clanging sound, revealing another jewel, shimmering purple. Thank you. The paladin was beginning to speak, but Horim interrupts him. You are welcome. You are welcome. Now go back where you came from. I hope to try and make something useful from the pieces. Jarmund lowers his head. As you say, Your Highness, the Skag clan thanks you. We all are in your debt. I'm afraid we'll have to forget the treasures of our ancestors and return home in disgrace. Farewell. Horim watches the paladin coldly. So much effort, so much suffering, and for what? They built themselves a crypt, and nearly buried themselves in it. Torag, you inspire your children to build such things, then they don't know how to get rid of them. Fools. Alright, let's go, there's no point standing here. Well, there is, to look. And see if there's anything to loot. Which there is. Flaming burst adamantine dwarven urogash. Gosh. Anything else lying around in this place? Nope, not really. Horim exits the dungeon without looking back. His face bears a strange expression, a pensive half smile. You know, Chiron, I think I've just realized something. Something very, very important. But I need to ponder it further. Let's talk about this later, after we return to the capital. Destroying a phylactery won't kill a leech immediately, but it's necessary to defeat the monster. Which suggests to me that I'm going to have to find a lich and fight a lich at some point. Travel to gun. Try to avoid. You failed to sneak past. It should be goblins again. They are not goblins.
This will hurt.
Well, it would hurt if you could hit it.
Wishes.
Not bad, Lindsay. Not bad. Hey, Horim, you actually managed to do 2 points of damage there. Congratulations. Nothing of worth on either of them. Still, not a bad amount of EXP. Oof. Just looking at how much XP I need for level up. You know, it's funny. Press G to cancel current actions. If combat AI is on, characters will act according to their AI pattern. That's the first time I've seen that message since starting playing this game. Oh, no, don't move. Enter. I think Harem is in the throne room, I think. Let's see what he's got to say and then I'll probably call it here. Oh, somebody wants to see me. Ah, Jubileost. Karen, surely you'll received one that once... Surely you realize that once you've entered into intrigue, you will attract very close attention. All our neighbors are wondering who we are and how we can be used. And since we don't quite... since we're but a qual amongst hawks, it's essential to be careful. This is why I'm asking you to keep my doings secret. Introduce me as a minister. Simply, a minister. It wouldn't surprise... I wouldn't be surprised to find actual ears on your palace walls. Ask me what we found in the merchant's caravan, if you don't believe me. A guard discovered a stash of smuggled goods, and a spy's gear was inside. It included very curious mathematical ciphers from Ulsterlove. I must admit, they are very elegant. We failed to identify the owner of the package, but judging from its contents, this specialist is dangerous. Our people are helpless against him. They can't even catch their finger before it finds its way up their noses. Trying to track down a spy is out of the question, but you can't torture all the caravan members. The merchants wouldn't approve of it, so we must tread lightly. We shouldn't threaten to We should threaten to confiscate their goods and kick them out. Trust me, they'll give their information in no time. Stability and community down. Tell the merchants if they fail to hand over the stranger, we'll seize their golden goods. Put the merchants on the rack. Who, in your opinion, sent the spy? I think of it as everyone at once. All countries are tied together in a chain of intrigue. Some would send their agents because they're scared. Others would send them because someone else did. And the third one would send spies to watch the other two. Everything is interconnected. Jubileos noticed your facial expression and size. We don't know who sent him yet. And tell the merchants if they fail to hand over the stranger, we'll seize their golden goods. Perfect. If the merchants would rather hand over their own mothers than lose their goods, they travelled a long way here, so they got to know their fellow travellers. They'd recognise the stranger in an instant. Is Harren in the throne room? Yes, he is. It is over, yes. I thought I was free of my past burdens when I accepted Grotus's truths into my heart. But it is only now that I have become truly free. You know, Chiron, I used to hate them all so much. The dwarves who ousted me, the god who rejected me. Now I look upon this and I barely remember that hatred. How pathetic they are with their pride and their stubbornness. Building their ties to die among them, powerless to unmake the things they've made. I laugh, but in fact it makes me want to cry. But on the other hand, I thought, how should I put it? Hiram wraps his beard around his fist. My gift, wherever it came from, the gift to destroy, to help others create. Perhaps my God does something similar. Everything that has a beginning has an end as well. One day Grotus will be free and destroy this world. But imagine what will happen then, after the end. Perhaps a new beginning, a new creation and a new world. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, thank you, Chiron. Without you, I would have kept going in circles while resentment and hatred gnawed at me from the inside. You helped me find peace, and I swear by Grotus, I won't leave your side until it's our turn to crumble to dust. It's good that we helped that paladin, and it was an act of kindness. Harem shrugs indifferently. Good, bad. They were driven by greed and pride. Truth be told, the two didn't differ much. Both true children of Skeg clan, and true followers of Torag. There is nothing to be proud of here. I care not who won the fortress. What draws my mind are thoughts of my place in the world and the true meaning of serving Grotus. Destroying, creating something new from the pieces, and destroying it again. Isn't that what we're doing now in the Stolen Lands? You have built your kingdom upon the ashes of countless predecessors. Ponder this when you have the time. Alright, let's see what Dom wants. And then I'm going to bring the stream to a close. That can go away. Others. Scouting the northern regions. Jubilius. Scouting the central regions. A Jubilius. Actually, I could send down money as well as. Don't have anything else going on there. Rank up minister. Could do with getting the espionage up a little. It's going to earn me more build points and increase his abilities. Who else can do this? Yeah. Kind of want to get both of those out of the way. That's Jubilius, and who's this one? Tristan. Loyalty up to 7, 8. Economy is really slacking behind. Oh. But it's something to do for 14 days. I don't think... yeah, that's not going to expire within 14 days. They'll all be finished. They'll mostly be finished. So it is time for me to save and say goodbye. Thank you for coming and watching this Pathfinder Kingmaker. I am Chiron Rushmore. This has been session 60 of Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'll be back on Thursday for more Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm playing Hitman 3 on Friday evenings, and hopefully with a bit of luck I'll be back playing Cyberpunk on Monday. If not, I'll still be here streaming something, but I should have plenty of time to update the game in the meantime. Check out the schedule below for times on all of this, because it does vary depending on which day of the week it is. But the schedule is up to date and will be converted to your local time zone. If you've enjoyed watching, don't forget to give us a follow. That's a notification I didn't need to read right now. My graphics driver is ready to update. On Saturdays, I also go over to a friend of mine, Magcat_UK. He hosts a co-op game on Saturday evenings here on Twitch that I usually take part on. If not, you should just check it out anyway. Let us go see if there is anybody who is worthwhile raiding. There might be a slight bit of noise. If I click the right button, there won't be. There we go. While it loads up. We're gonna go raid Trash Bandico, and they're playing some Undertale. A friend of mine, and if you listen to them, you might actually find out my real name, because they always call me by my real name. But yeah, thank you for coming by. I hope to see you on Thursdays, and until then, tidy bye.